Hey everybody, and welcome to JessicaLynnOriginal Studios. Today I thought we'd do a little bit different. We're going to do a little DIY. So I love bringing a little bit of Disney into my life. So I went out on Amazon and I found this really cool wall clock. It kind of had that Big Ben feeling. The nice part is it was $19 and it was on Amazon, so I could get it super fast and shipped to me. So when I got it, basically opened it up, and the best part was it looked just like the picture. Really nice. Let's just flip this around so you can see. Had all the working parts, and I think this is going to be the perfect clock to use. Now, we are going to build something based on one of our favorite rides. You probably saw it in the title, surprise. But this is so easy. So this is a fun thing you could do, like if you're building a nursery or if your kids really love Peter Pan. This could be a great way to help theme out their bedroom without costing a fortune. So went ahead, got the clock all cleaned up and ready to go. Did not come with batteries, so just like a Christmas moment. I'm going to use my brother's Scan and Cut. If you don't have one of these, this is a quick tip, right? If you don't have a Brother Scan and Cut or a Cricut, number one, you could ask a friend. Or number two, if you go on Etsy, there are a ton of people that will just cut out shapes and designs for you. I think it's kind of a cool thing that then you don't have to do the big investment into a machine like this. But again, totally up to you. With my brother's Scan and Cut, I'll show you how I do this. So first I have to scan the images. So I found these black shadow, if you will, outlines of Peter Pan, Wendy, and the boys. And what I do first is I scan it into the machine. The machine will then read all the lines, and you can see it found the silhouettes. So from here, I'm going to convert it into a file that it will actually cut with. And basically what I do is I tell it to go ahead, go find it. It finds all the outlines. And then I can tell it, do I want it to cut the exact size silhouette? Do I want something larger, something smaller? Again, completely up to you. And if you had somebody, for example, on Etsy cutting these for you, you just would want to make sure that you tell it, how big you want Peter Pan, how large you want Wendy, etc. Just so that you can make sure that they are cutting it to the right size that you need to match up with your clock. Although it would be fun if you got like a huge Peter Pan shadow on the clock, because that could work too, I suppose. But the whole goal is it's like they're flying past Big Ben. Now, you can see I had it set for color, so I have to go in and make an adjustment on this. Because I want it to find the edges much tighter. So you can see if I cut out Peter Pan right now, it would look like he's like a flying squirrel. And so I don't want that, right? So I have to adjust that. So I'm going to say, no, I only want you to find the one color. Please re-image it again. Take a look. I don't want all the other shades. And you can see it's just black, so I don't want any grays, anything like that. And it's going to go ahead and reprocess fairly quickly. Once it is ready, you can see now it found the perfect outlines, and I'm going to hit OK. And from here, basically what I'm doing is I'm setting up a sheet that I want to cut. Now, the full size of the Brothers Scan and Cut, for example, is 12 by 12. What I could have done if I didn't want to just cut out these specific images, I could have put in black paper or glitter paper or whatever kind of paper I wanted to use, and I could have saved this as a file and then recut that. I'm actually having it cut the original piece of paper that it scanned because I specifically want these to use for my clock. But again, you don't have to do that. You could save it to your computer, well, your brother's Scan and Cut. You could go ahead and open that file up and then choose whatever paper you want and insert that in and cut it out. So we've got them just about cut. Here we go. And what I love is it will find the lines right up to it. So I couldn't even cut this with a pair of scissors as clean as it cuts for me. So that's why I said, I would either, if you have a Brother Scan and Cut, a Cricut, or if you want to go on Etsy, find someone so that it is a nice, clean cuts. Now watch, look at how perfect this looks. Absolutely beautiful. Now you have a couple options here. You could take this as a stencil. If I had to cut it on harder paper, I could have used that as a stencil, and I could have used paint on the clock to paint the silhouettes. So that would be one option. And again, I share all this with you so you kind of have different ideas of ways that you could create this DIY. I personally am going to take the ones right off the paper, and we're going to use a Mod Podge kind of moment. If you don't have Mod Podge, you can actually get it at I don't know, the $1.25 tree or whatever they call it now, the Dollar Tree. And you can go ahead and use that. Or, like I said before, you could have used that stencil, pasted down, you know, kind of held it down with some tape, and you could have used paint. So again, different options depending on what supplies you're more comfortable with. So from here, what I'm going to do, and you can see, I'm just going to kind of eyeball up where I think, you know, Peter and Wendy should go. And then what I'm going to use is just a tiny bit of glue. Now you could use regular glue, you could use the tape glue. If you use the tape glue, I typically will use like permanent adhesive. It's a Tombow, and it kind of is almost like a tape of glue. Then I know it's not moving anywhere when I go to Hodge Podge. Plus it gives it just a little bit more strength. So we're going to get everybody in there. John, there you go. Perfect. And you can see it lines up. Little Mod Podge. And again, I got this at the Dollar Tree, or jokingly the $1.25 tree. And basically what I'm going to do now is just take my paint and I'm going to go right over the shapes. Now, eventually I'll want to do the whole clock just to give it a nice even sheen. But when you do the Mod Podge right over it, it'll actually adhere the paper to the clock. Be generous with it, but make sure that your lines are nice and smooth. And again, what a great way to decorate a child's bedroom, like if they have this as their theme. I think that it looks perfect. Let's just take a look here. And you can see I'm just smoothing it out really nice. And be a little generous with it. Don't go overly crazy because it'll goop up. But, you know, make sure there's plenty so that the clock isn't going to let any of the characters kind of remove themselves from the clock. So there we go. Perfect. And then once you're going to let it dry for about 15 to 20 minutes. I can tell you I hung it up right away just to see if everybody was holding well. And they did. Now watch, what'll happen is the Mod Podge will actually dry and it'll be where you won't be able to see it anymore. It might have a little bit of a shine depending on what kind of Mod Podge you buy. But let's just see what this takes. Let's put this up on the wall and take a look. Had in my battery so the clock actually moves now. Alright. Now you can see it's still kind of drying, and it's in the, this has been after about 8 or so minutes. It's so cute. And again, this is like the easiest project there, and that's how it looks all completed. So again, if you are looking for just a quick and easy Peter Pan inspired clock for maybe your office at work, or maybe if you're doing a whole room, how cool is this? Again, I just want to take a quick moment and say thank you so much for watching. My name is Jessica Lynn. I'm the curator here at JessicaLynnOriginal Studios. We are getting ready to visit more of the parks this year. We've got Disneyland coming up very soon for Pixar Fest. So be sure to go ahead and subscribe. Just click on the little circle picture and subscribe. And then I'd love to have you go ahead and like this video. And would you ever make this clock? If you would, go ahead and comment down below. And where would you display it? Hope you guys have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.